There is no such thing as freedom of choice, unless there is freedom to refuse. Nothing is more surprising than the easiness with which the many are governed by the few. Beauty in things exists in the mind which contemplates them. It is seldom that liberty of any kind is lost all at once. Slavery has so frightful an aspect to men accustomed to freedom that it must steal upon them by degrees and must disguise itself in 1,000 shapes in order to be received. A wise man proportions his belief to the evidence. When men are most sure and arrogant, they are commonly most mistaken, giving views to passion without that proper deliberation which alone can secure them from the grossest absurdities. If God is omnipotent, omniscient, and wholly good, whence evil? If God wills to prevent evil, but cannot, then he is not omnipotent. If he can prevent evil, but does not, then he is not good. In either case, he is not God. Nothing appears more surprising to those who consider human affairs with a philosophical eye than the easiness with which the many are governed by the few, and the implicit submission with which men resign their own sentiments and passions to those of their rulers. The life of man is of no greater importance to the universe than that of an oyster. Be a philosopher, but amid all your philosophy, be still a man. Eloquence, at its highest pitch, leaves little room for reason or reflection, but addresses itself entirely to the desires and affections, captivating the willing hearers and subduing their understanding. All knowledge degenerates into probability. A propensity to hope and joy is real riches, one to fear and sorrow, real poverty. Muhammad praises instances of treachery, inhumanity, cruelty, revenge, and bigotry that are utterly incompatible with civilized society. It is an absurdity to believe that the deity has human passions, and one of the lowest of human passions, a restless appetite for applause. When I hear that a man is religious, I conclude he is a rascal. In all ages of the world, priests have been enemies of liberty. No amount of observations of white swans can allow the inference that all swans are white, but the observation of a single black swan is sufficient to refute that conclusion. No quality of human nature is more remarkable, both in itself and in its consequences, than that propensity we have to sympathize with others, and to receive by communication their inclinations and sentiments, however different from, or even contrary to our own. To hate, to love, to think, to feel, to see, all this is nothing but to perceive. The mind is a kind of theater where several perceptions successively make their appearance, pass, repass, glide away, and mingle in an infinite variety of postures and situations. Reading and sauntering and lounging and dosing, which I call thinking, is my supreme happiness. He is happy whom circumstances suit his temper, but he is more excellent who suits his temper to any circumstance. All power, even the most despotic, rests ultimately on opinion. When men are most sure and arrogant, they are commonly most mistaken. Morals excite passions and produce or prevent actions. Reason of itself is utterly impotent in this particular. The rules of morality, therefore, are not conclusions of our reason. The heart of man is made to reconcile the most glaring contradictions.